Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be installing solar panels on the adventure bus. Most of you guys probably know what solar panels are. These things convert the sun's energy into energy to charge the batteries in the back of the bus. So if we're at the racetrack or if we're in the middle of nowhere and we want to use electricity, but we don't have any way to charge the batteries, these will charge the batteries. We will always have access to electricity as long as it's sunny outside. So that is really awesome. That's why we got solar panels. I want to start off by giving a huge thanks to Renogy for sponsoring this video. If you guys need any sort of electrical stuff for your RV, for your bus, for your boat, for your house, go check out Renogy. They have batteries, they have inverters, they have chargers, they have solar panels. They have literally everything you guys need in order to make an awesome off-grid electrical system. This set is their 400-watt solar panel kit. So we've got 4 of these solar panels to mount on the roof of the bus. On a sunny day, those panels can provide 400 watts of electricity to the batteries, which is about 30 amps, which is very good. Also included in the kit is their charger controller, their Bluetooth module. So once everything is installed, I can control the solar panels through my phone. All the electrical stuff, you know, plugs, wires, mounting system. This kit has everything. Believe it or not, solar panels are actually really easy to install. You mount the panels, you run some wires, you plug everything in, and it's pretty much done. The kit does all the hard work for you, which is really awesome. So yeah, we are gonna start off by mounting the panels on the roof. So we have to go get a ladder. Ha! Yikes.
I don't think it'd be that sketchy.
Not too bad.
Got it?
Yep.
Oh, that was a little
We're starting off by just mounting all the solar panels up there with these brackets. These brackets just bolt to the solar panels, and then you just use self-tappers to attach it to the bus. All of the wiring on the solar panel part is all just plug in. So you just plug it all in. You use these reducers, so it goes from 4 grounds into 1 ground, 4 positives into 1 positive, and then the 2 cables run from the roof of the bus through an awesome little like junction thing and into the actual interior of the bus. We're gonna be doing 2 rows that are going down the length of the bus, so 1 right next to this and then 2 in front of that. If we were gonna do this like super legit, we'd have a system that allowed the solar panels to pivot according to where the sun is, but that's unnecessary. Drugs. Hey kid, wanna buy my drugs?
I hope you keep that in.
Oh, I'm totally going to.
I doubt you will.
Peace out. As you can tell, the solar panels are mounted. So we'll run those 2 wires down through right here-ish into the cabin. The wires run through this, through holes into the roof, into the wall, down to the batteries. Oh yeah, we have to drill some holes up here. A little sketchy, but we can do it. There they are. And then we drilled the holes in all the studs so we can run the wires into the battery area. They gave us 30 feet of wire. So we're gonna just go ahead and run this through the entire bus. Not ran very clean yet, but the wires are running through into the battery area. They run through this and then over to the solar panels over there. So what we have to do is just caulk this thing and mount it in place. Laying dimes. A couple days later, the caulk is dry. Yes, I said a couple days. It was supposed to dry for 2 weeks, 14 days, but I decided that was way absurd and I didn't want to wait that long. So here we are. The wiring on the top of the bus is nice and tidy now. The charge controller, so this is what controls the solar panels. It's a super, super nice unit and it can be mounted flushly. This is gonna go pretty much right here. Obviously we'll have a sheet of wood paneling that covers this. The wiring on this guy is super easy, as you can tell. The 2 cables from the solar panels go here, 2 cables from the batteries there. I just plug these guys in and then it's done. So we're almost there. The hardest part was mounting the solar panels. So since the wires are roughly ran, we're gonna go ahead, put everything together, test it, and if it works, then we can, you know, cleanly run the wires so they're not everywhere. Yeah, so this thing's pretty rad. Everything is working normally, just like we wanted to. So I'll run the wires a little bit cleaner now. And then tomorrow we can take her outside. Hopefully it's a sunny day and we can test it. It's cool that it tells you all this stuff. Voltage of the solar panels, how many amps, how many kilowatts you've generated over the entire lifespan of the solar panels, battery temperature, voltage of the batteries. This is awesome. The wires come from the battery, cleanly ran as one, all zip tied up and into the controller, and then from the controller through the walls again, they tie in with the amp cables. So that's the power and ground for the amp. Then it goes up through the same place that the lights go through, and then up through the roof and through the thing, and it's all tied together nicely up there. Speaking of running wires, I know a couple of you guys are concerned about the staples I'm using. Rest assured, they are wire-specific staples. The top of them are actually flat, so they shouldn't rub through the insulation. They shouldn't cause any shorts or anything. Worst case scenario, if the staples do rub through any wires, everything is fused. Nobody is getting injured from this electrical system, all right? We did it so much better last time, and it's actually safe this time. Another thing I've totally decided I wanted in here at some point is a ladder to get to the roof through this hatch, because it's so dope being able to open this hatch and then go up to the roof. I'm thinking if we have a roof rack up there, we can make some sort of mechanism on the roof rack that we can open this hatch and then grab the ladder that's connected to the roof rack, bring it down, then go up onto the roof and chill on the roof rack. I think that would be so cool. Wherever we are, whenever it is, we can just go on the roof and chill. Problem is that a roof rack would be both heavy and expensive, so it probably won't happen for a while, but I do want it to happen eventually. Yeah, sadly it's a terrible day to test solar panels, but we'll see what happens. 12.6 volts on the battery, 12.7 now. Oh, it's charging a little bit. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the voltage of the solar panels, 12.6. The voltage of the battery is also 12.6. So it's charging a little bit, as you can tell there. That's so cool. Even though yesterday was a shitty rainy day, today is a beautiful sunny winter day. We're gonna go ahead, pull the bus out and test the solar panels, see what they're capable of. It's still winter, so the sun isn't directly shining on the solar panels, but much better than clouds. And it was even charging yesterday in the clouds and in the dark. So I'm excited to see what these things can do. The sun's already so low that this building just blocks all the direct sunlight.
It's only like 2 o'clock.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's charging. 13.1 volts on the solar panels. How many amps are we charging? Ooh, 6 amps. Nice. That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's really cool.
That thing up in the sky is putting power into those batteries, and it will automatically charge it up to like, I think 13.8 volts, and then it'll just hold it steady there. It needs to be a really sunny day in order to get the full 400 watts, but no matter what, it'll constantly be charging the batteries during the day, which is it's awesome. Solar panels are installed. Huge thank you again to Renogy for sponsoring the channel, sponsoring this build. If you guys need any electrical stuff, you name it, Renogy has it all. So I'll have a link in the description for you to check them out. Real quick, I do want to address some comments that I've been seeing in the last couple of videos. Number one, I need to add some conduit and grommets on wires running through the frame. You're right, we're gonna do that. Number two, I can't use staples to tie down wires. You're wrong, the staples I'm using to tie down the wires in there are actually specifically for tying down wires. The top of them are flat, so it's not gonna rub through the insulation. I made sure not to hammer them down too tight, so that should also help. They'll be fine. And number three, I need fuses. Everything is already fused. The inverter has built-in circuit breakers for the 120 volt stuff. It has a fuse coming from the 12 volt stuff. The charger has a fuse. The only thing I need to add a fuse for are the solar panels. Why am I using extension cords for the wiring to the walls? That's not safe, it's gonna burn down the bus. I'm using extension cords because they're more flexible, they are multi-strand wires, and I just found them easier to work with. The extension cords I got are 14 AWG, so they're rated for plenty of power. They're rated for more power than the circuit breakers on the inverter. So the circuit breaker on the inverter will pop before one of those wires melts. It's all good, it's gonna be safe, don't worry. I think those are all the concerns I had, so thank you again. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, please give it a dislike. Check out my other social medias, support the channel on Patreon, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. In the next video, we're gonna be installing a baller audio system in the Adventure Bus. Amps, subs, speakers, head unit. It's gonna be really cool. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching, supporting the channel. I appreciate it so much. And bye. Peace out.